Lucky. For your next episode on Sauce, it would be lovely if you demonstrate the best way to effectively hold down A site, especially for situations where you're smoked out and teammates cannot help you out in time. Yeah, all that stuff. Thank you very much, and keep on uploading the goods, my man. And yeah, see ya.
Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another CSGO video. Today with another episode of SOS. This time we're talking about holding down A site as a counter-terrorist on Mirage, especially in regards to when you're smoked off and your teammates cannot help you in time. So, just in general, to really quickly go over it, the common spots or spots that you usually play from, you got this one right here and this one. So this one is usually a pretty good one because you got like cover you can alternate between and redo the peek or peek from the other side. But then again, if you're trying to retreat, it's also possible to do it like this and then play from CT. So that's usually a spot that's very handy. Of course, some guys, they're just like to ninja, which can be helpful if you're playing for retake. In which case you will need a couple of like utility nades, for example like mollies, so teammates can molly out that position back there, maybe under and stuff, so that you can more easily retake the site. So this is more of a defensive position, this is a usual position. Then you also got the one where you can jump up on here and like get an early pick into apps, which is again aggressive, so not theoretically just holding the site. Some people play from up here, which I do not like all that much. Like they usually see you first if they come out here because they're further away from the angle than you are. So I would not really recommend to stay up here, but if you're just hiding behind there and then again playing defensively and then peeking, you might be able to catch someone off guard. Like another position that I do like, which is an off-angle position, so you should not play it too often, is this one, because you're able to see them when they're coming out, firing, and you got like cover. You can fall back to the ninja right here. You can fall back behind these boxes, or into right here in the other like noob corner, and that's also very nice to have. Some people sometimes play here in eco rounds, just like facing this side with a 5-7 or something like that, like this, and just waiting for them to come out and then fire, which can be useful sometimes. It sometimes can work, but usually they come up here. So you always gotta imagine, like, if you would be a terrorist, what would you do? He's coming up right here, checking these spots, and then he's looking right here and then checking down there. So you usually are kind of fucked. Now my favorite spot to play from is usually under right here. So this can be mollied off quite often if you got like decent enemies. They will just... Actually, cannot remember, I think you just had to throw it like this. Yes. And then you'll be mollied. Now what I do when I get mollied is I push up to this part right here. So usually A site is a site that cannot be held very easily if you're alone. So you really want to have a teammate at least on site. So this means not playing up from stairs right here or right here, because of course the question was when the wall of smoke hits. So you got smoke right here, you got another smoke right here, and you got another smoke on CT to cross off the side. Then the guy who's usually playing from there, he's not able to help you anymore. Of course, theoretically you can do something like this, flash yourself in, and then try to get a kill. It pops right behind you, so it should get a couple of people. Also, smoke is kind of hiding it, so this is a useful flash to have if you got smoked out, but usually you kind of want to stay more on site, just to make it easier. Now, as I said before, when you're getting burned out right here, I usually push up to this position, or just in general I hold from this position, because you can be kind of like defensive here and then just pop up and fire at them. And the good thing about this is you're not exposing yourself a lot, and also they're exposing like them quite a bit. So this is a spot I very much like, so I use this quite a lot. You also saw it in the ESEA pugging video. I'll probably link it in the description down below if you do not forget it. If I do, you guys will probably remember me in the comments anyways. Better said, remind me in the comments anyways, but yeah. So let's talk again about what happens if you're cut off on site and you have to wait for your mates to rotate and you do not really know what you're supposed to do. I mean, you already said it yourself, kind of. The main part, or a really important part about playing the site now or holding the site now, is to actually stay alive. So you want to play this angle, you want to play this angle, and I said before in my clutch tutorial, if the enemies have the upper hand in numbers, you basically want to push them. But then again, if they're kind of rushing into the side like this, and you haven't planned it yet, or better said, I mean, as a CT you do not plan it anyways, but then it's just, you gotta decide really, do you want to try to go for a pick, or do you want to stay defensively? Usually I'd say you should stay defensively, just like hold an angle like this and wait for them to push around, or as soon as you can hear them push around, fire a couple shots and then go back like this, kind of off the spray, but you get what I mean. Because you really gotta value your life here. So let's say, once again, just put yourself in the T's perspective. They're pushing onto site, they smoked it off right there, and then they're jumping up. So usually they have to check all the corners, and A side has lots of corners, so you can just hide there, you can hide back there, behind the boxes, they have to check this spot, they have to check close right here in dark, and then they also have to, again, check this spot right here, which also can be handy if you're trying to fire at this guy right there. So they really have to check lots of angles, and as long as they know that someone is on site, or as long as they haven't seen you, they will be very cautiously, and this will take them a lot more time to clear the site, to clear all the corners and angles. Instead, if you present yourself right away and they know where you are, if you know you're completely smoked off, they will know, okay, I gotta pre-fire this spot, so one will be pushing from this side and the other one from this side, so you have to kind of get this guy and then this guy right after, which is very hard, of course, to do. So you really gotta try to stay alive, play a little bit more defensively. Preferably, for example, you would do something like playing this angle right here, looking this side, and then you got a mate right here, crouch, for example, or just hiding like this, and then he's kind of covering your side from right here. And again, he might be kind of exposed to this one. So it's really important that you use your utility as well. So something that helps a lot, of course, if you're just coming on right here, just throwing the smoke, and then you got it smoked off right here, so they cannot rush out. Of course, usually a smoke push is delayed, so if you know that they're pushing, the thing that you want to do, okay, the smoke's coming in, they will probably push now, you just, of course the smoke has to fade right here, in theory you will just molly off, right here in front of, or right into ramp. This takes about 5 or 6 seconds off of the smoke, and you already got mates, you can call them, hey, they're doing an A execute, smokes are coming in. So 3 smokes, at least 3 players here, so at least one guy from mid or like one guy from B can rotate off, and then maybe hold from right here. And then again, it's usually about having good flashes. So again, flashes are good for kind of keeping them off you. So now you got yourself exposed. They know you're right here at this position. So they will kind of pre-fire you, but they also saw the flash was flying. And when the flash is flying, they usually have to look away, so this is your chance to kind of switch it up a little bit, to switch to this position, or come around right here. And something that you should also really value, if you know you cannot get like a good trade, like if you know you will die and you cannot kill anyone, fall back and play for retake, and then you can just like molly out the part back here, and then also you can molly over there, and this already eliminates like 2 hiding spots, and then you only gotta worry about like the normal box spots, and this one right here, and you can also molly that if you got like another molly, or like incendiary grenade as a CT, and then just want to smoke it off. For example, if you come from CT, you can do the normal smoke right here. It was kind of bad because it leaves a gap, but you got a guy coming from connector, so it should be fine. You can also kind of flash in there, look away, and then go for the defuse. So it's really about switching up the places you're holding from, and also having 2 guys on site. So sometimes if they're really mid-heavy, you can have this guy, but as soon as smoke's coming in is called, you kind of want to molly the part off and get back onto site to your friend to help him. And then as I said before, you can kind of play off angles if you're doing this right here, just firing right here. This right here is my favorite spot to kill them. And if you know they're pushing in and you cannot do anything pretty much, or you know that you're gonna be overrun, just wait for them. Just play defensively, because they have to check all the corners, and there are lots of angles on A side, so just wait it out a little bit until your mates are there, and as soon as they're pushing in here, try to fire at them, or also kind of really use your flashes to your advantage, and do it like this, and kind of get them like right here. So it's really about using utility. If you have no utility, it's better to go back, play for retake, but then again, the retake will be harder as well, because you don't have utility, so a fast rotate is usually the best thing. So I hope this helped you somehow. I think this is pretty much how I usually play A side and how I feel about going about it. And yeah, if you have any more questions, please let me know in the comment section down below so I can answer them and maybe do a follow-up, but I think this pretty much covers A side on Mirage. So I think that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.